Hi guys, so Boris Johnson and the Conservative Party were no doubt very happy on Wednesday because the leader of the SNP in the House of Commons, Ian Blackford, had some technical issues and he was unable to participate in Prime Minister's questions. Now, he was replaced by his deputy, who asked a question about the replacement of the Erasmus scheme with the Turing system, or the Turing program. Now, before we get to that, I just want to give you a quick explanation of the Erasmus scheme. It was set up in the 1980s to allow young people to travel around Europe to gain experience, to learn new languages or improve their language skills, to improve their lot in life, to improve their career prospects, because it's been proven that people who do travel and work and study abroad have better career prospects than those who do not. So the British government decided not to participate, even though the European Union were inviting them to do so, to continue this Erasmus program. The UK government and the Brexiteers decided, we don't want anything to do with it, we don't care, we're going to replace it with something else. So let's hear the question and how Boris Johnson responded to it.
Kirsty Oswald.
Mr. Speaker, yesterday the Prime Minister published his plans for an Erasmus replacement without any consultation or discussion with devolved governments.
Well, that's hardly a surprise.
The replacement scheme offers lower living support, no travel support, no tuition fee support. Why is this Tory government taking opportunities away from our young people?
Well, Mr. Speaker, she is a delightfully concise question, I may say. But she is wrong about the difference between the Erasmus and the Turing project, because the Turing scheme, unlike the Erasmus scheme, which overwhelmingly went to kids from better off homes, the Turing project is designed to help kids across the country of all income groups get to fantastic universities around the world.
Kirsty Oswald.
Okay, I don't know if you guys had seen what I put up on the screen. You can see a comparison between the two. You have the European Erasmus scheme on the left and you have the Turing scheme on the right. So the cost of living up to £630 under the European project, up to £490 under the UK government scheme. So this is not open to all. Travel costs up to £1,315 under the Turing scheme, no travel cost support. So this is not open to all. And then probably the most important is tuition fees, free tuition, no tuition support. So when Boris Johnson says, yes, it's open to all, it's not like the European one, it's better, he's lying. He knows he's lying. And unfortunately, he's in Parliament, so he's permitted to lie.
Mr. Speaker, that's just not the case. We know we can't trust a word the Prime Minister says on this. He told us there's no threat to the Erasmus scheme, but he clearly won't match EU levels of support. And it's not just us saying it. His own Scottish colleague told the BBC last week, young people won't benefit from Brexit. They've saddled a generation with tuition fee debt. Now they're closing the door with Erasmus. It's no wonder that students are choosing the SNP and independence for a prosperous future. So, Prime Minister, will you think again? Will you do the right thing? Engage with our EU friends and rejoin Erasmus?
Okay, they're not going to do that. And I understand the point of raising this. Perhaps there would be a higher possibility of an independent Scotland joining the Erasmus program. But the Brexiteers don't care about young people. This scheme, the Turing scheme, is just to benefit rich people. Because if travel costs are an issue for you, well, you're not going to be covered under the Turing system. So you're going to be left out. If tuition fees are a problem, well, you're going to be left out under the Turing system either. So this is designed as a cover to show that, look, we're doing something, when in reality we're not doing anything. We're not really helping people. Up to £490 for living costs. This is for, once again, this is for rich kids to come to the UK. Why did the UK government not continue to support the Erasmus scheme? I think it came down to politics, basically. Brexiteers don't care about young people. They don't care about their future. If they did, they would be fully on board with this. this is not this is not about the European Union, okay? This is about young people's future. We know if young people travel abroad and study abroad and improve their language skills, when they return to their home nation, they have better opportunities. If you can speak French or if you can speak German, you can study it in the UK, yes, but your level will be much higher if you spend a few months in Germany or if you spend a few months in France. If you study in those countries, your level of the language will increase. And when you return, you can put it on your CV that I studied in Germany. I worked in Germany. I worked in a bar in Germany or something like that. It's something you can put on your CV that will help your career prospects. I think this is a good thing. It's a cost, yes. Am I benefiting from it? No, I'm not, because I'm too old, okay? But I think it's a very good scheme. It has to be paid for, and I'm very happy to pay for that, because I think it provides a good for society. This is something that's great about the European Union, in my opinion. It's about providing things to citizens. It's not to win over voters or constituents. This is about providing something to the public. I think it's a great scheme. It allows young people to develop their language skills, their careers. And it's not just about work. There's also funding available for people who want to do voluntary work abroad. That's an amazing thing as well for society. But the Brexiteers don't care about society. The Brexiteers don't care about building a better world. Let's get back to Boris Johnson.
Can I just remind members not to use you? Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. No, I think students should choose the Turing Project because it's fantastic and it reaches out across the whole country. And I believe, by the way, Mr. Speaker, they should reject the SNP because it's totally...
Okay, and then he attacks the SNP, as always. It's sad for young people in the UK that they won't be able to benefit from this Erasmus scheme. I think it was a great benefit for UK citizens, UK students, and young people in the UK. There's not a lot of noise about it, unfortunately. I think students should be protesting about this. They should be putting pressure on their MP. Reinstate this. To hell with the Brexiteers. Most of the Brexiteers, I'm sorry to say, are older people who don't care about young people traveling abroad or expanding their horizons. Most of the Brexiteers who do travel abroad go to Spain or the south of France and have a villa there and are only concerned about going over and back every 90 days. This is a disgrace. This is the cost of Brexit. Damaging the future of young people. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?